dancing and doing all kinds of flips.
It was actually just a blank wall, had no attraction to it.
I saw a round circle coming on, then they draw another line.
I see it as we the people. I mean, all colors, and it's a joyful, really spirited type of painting.
Do it!
I've worked with kids since I was a kid, really. I mean, even when I was 12 or 13, was doing some things in communities near where I was growing up, working with other kids drawing things. And then on and off had jobs even before I started making money off of my artwork. It's a collaboration in the sense that I painted something initially, and then they really had to finish it or fill in all the other things. So the structure of the painting is sort of laid out by my black outline, I guess. So in a way, it sort of is maybe not as much of a collaboration as if we had really, painted together the whole thing. But I think it's still, because of how much paint they put on, it still comes out being a pretty half and half combination of it.
I heard that Keith Haring was going to be doing a project with this organization called Brandywine Workshop, and we were going to be doing this project called We the Youth Projects. We went to this meeting and we met the New York City Kids.
I live in Manhattan. One of the main things that CityKids is about is like positive things for teenagers, because often people will think that teenagers are not responsible, not mature, like all delinquents. So that's why we do positive things like this. It's just saying, like, look, your misconceptions about teenagers are obviously misconceptions. We're doing something beautiful and nice, and we're enjoying ourselves, and it's not hurting anyone.
I studied art for about 2 terms. Outside of class, my art's kind of centered around graffiti. You could go to a train yard and you could write on the side of a white train. I lean towards the political at times, and people couldn't really understand that in the Bronx.
3 years ago in St. Albans, Queens, I was rocking at a bar called 118. Little kids stood and watched as I rocked the spot. Didn't know years later I'd be standing on top. Little Farmers Boulevard, I was born in Bayshore. Stop the rich and shake hands with the poor. And this is a story about a brother I know, co-creator on the fader. Now watch him go.
I mean, I listen to a lot of kinds of music, but for me, it's an integral part of painting and dance and music sort of all being combined in a way. And I think that the music sort of helps for me, it helps me to paint. It helps me keep the rhythm and the pace of what I'm doing.
I've lived in this community well over 20 years. Well, I heard that it's controversial, and I have to agree with it somewhat. But I think it's very colorful and very uplifting for the community as a whole.
Some people say that it looks like graffiti. Some folk have said this is very uplifting. It seems to be spiritual. You can look at it and it'll make you laugh.
I think it will provide interesting conversation for the passerby. They're already stopping to look.
Brandywine has a history of working in the community, bringing together professional artists and community members who are interested in the development of their neighborhoods. The basic purpose is to get away from that notion that the artist is alienated from society or separate and apart from the community, but in fact is an integral part of the community. When you see young people working with professional artists on something that's constructive and that's meaningful, it sends a signal to those who say that there are only negative things to be said about young people.
T-Bone!
the drawing wasn't really pre-planned ahead of time. I mean, I had kind of an idea because the parameters of the idea were about we the people or we the youth.
The actual picture doesn't really say much about the Constitution, but bringing people from all different backgrounds and all different places in this case here to work on this mural, that's like doing something unified. So that has to do with the Constitution.
Set it, set it all. Do it, set it all. Do it.